Welcome to NVT World's The Fireside. I'm Benjamin Ruchopakan.
And I'm Aom Suphanida Janmoon. Every week we have a fireside chat exploring what's going on in Thailand, diving deep into our latest obsessions.
So last time we were talking all about the Thailand summer festivals, how the low season's not going to be so low anymore.
Yeah.
We have all these events planned. And just to get people to visit during other times of the year and visit other provinces as well, right?
Yeah, that's true. But there is one festival that is super popular outside of the tourism high season, and that is Songkran.
That's
so
right.
Songkran, I think, although you haven't been in Thailand at all, I think this is the festival that you have heard once in your lifetime.
Yeah.
So Songkran, what does this mean? For Thai and international tourists, it can be like giant party, water fights on the street, and also loud dance music and talcum powder smeared everywhere.
Yeah.
But for some people in Thailand, including me, it's a nice long holiday to go back home and reunite with family.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that that are in Bangkok that aren't from Bangkok. They're actually from different provinces, or they're even from different countries. They're working here in Thailand, in Bangkok, where all the commerce, all the economy is. And Songkran is a perfect time. It's an extended holiday where people can go back and be, with their loved ones, with their family and everything.
Yeah.
So I want to take a chance to explore all the different sides of Songkran because it means so much to so many different people.
Yeah.
And I think that the best place to start is the official UNESCO description of Songkran. Now, for those who don't know, Thailand was successful in getting Songkran inscribed as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity back in 2023. So according to UNESCO, in Thailand, Songkran refers to the sun's passing into the Aries constellation, the first sign of the zodiac, which marks the traditional start of the new year. So it's actually has this astrological root. The name Songkran comes from the Sanskrit word Sankranti, which means movement, as in the movement from one zodiac to another.
Oh, Songkran means movement.
Yeah. So Sankranti happens 12 times a year, but Songkran is specifically in Thailand, we refer to the one in April, right?
Yeah.
And you can also see it in the way it's spelled in Thai. In Thai, we use a tao tao at the very end of Songkran. So that kind of reflects the original Sanskrit word.
Yeah, but we don't say Songkran.
Yeah, we don't say, that's exactly right. We don't say Songkran or Songkranti. But there are festivals in India that do. There's, Thailand's not alone in celebrating this auspicious occasion in the zodiac, which is, is the first zodiac. It signals the start of the new Lunar New Year here in Thailand. And you'll see a lot of different festivals taking place during this time in South Asia and Southeast Asia because of the Hindu solar calendar. So in India, you have Pana Sankranti in Odisha and Songkran, which is super close in the northeastern region of India as well. And also many of our neighbors have their own New Year's celebrations.
Yeah, so that is the astrology behind Songkran. But there's also agricultural explanation as well for Songkran. From the perspective of the farmer in ancient times, actually, most Thai were farmers. Everyone in April has finally finished harvesting their rice fields. And they entering the hottest season of the year with nothing to do. So imagine if we were like the farmer in the ancient time, what would we do? So why not splash a little water to cool off? Water also has a deeper meaning, cleansing and renewal, according to UNESCO. So Songkran is viewed as a time of symbolically wash away misfortunes, pray for prosperity for the coming year, and also reunite with family members and honor ancestors and older adults. And you can see a lot of different like custom related to water as well, like Rot Nam Dam Hua.
Yeah.
Rot Nam Dam Hua is a tradition of paying respect to the elders and the parents by pouring scented water over their hands. In return, they wish you good health, happiness, prosperity, all that good stuff that they can. So have you ever done that before?
Yeah. I would say that it's probably way more consistent than me partying in Songkran or going into water fights. I think I do Rot Nam Dam Hua way more often.
Yeah, same. So I do it every year.
Right.
Yeah, because it's just one chance for me to apologize and say sorry to everything that I have done, bad things that I have done to them. Yeah, so Rot Nam Dam Hua, I think for parents or elders who receive it, they feel touched.
Yeah. I had this moment with my grandma who has a bit of dementia now, where I did it for her, and she was really touched by it. You know, she was starting to tear up a little bit, and so I think it's something that is very. In Thai, you'd say luksung, but it's something that can be very emotional, not necessarily emotional, but like appreciative, where they'll really appreciate the gesture.
Yeah, I think it's a lovely activity to do within the family.
Yeah.
And apart from Rot Nam Dam Hua, we have Song Nam Pra, which is when you bath a Buddha statue with scented water. In Thailand, if you come in Thailand during that period of time, you will see lots of Buddha statues everywhere, including public buildings, shopping mall, and supermarket as well.
You can tell it's a special like Songkran shrine for it, because there will be that bowl of water with a little dipping bowl as well inside it, and then where you can get a little bit of water, and then you can undergo the ritual of bathing the Buddha, cleansing the Buddha.
Yeah.
As well.
So right now, I think people might wonder what's the origin or the background story of Songkran.
Yeah. So we talked about, so far, we've talked about the astrological sort of timing of it. And we talked about some of the practical, everybody's farmers. That's the reason why, people just want to cool off, and, there's nothing much to do until it starts raining again. But actually, there's also like a mythology behind it as well.
Yeah.
So according to the Thailand Foundation, this festival also has a religious legend behind it. This is the origin story of Songkran. All right. So once upon a time, there is a four-faced deity known as Kabin Prom, who gives a man named Thamaban a riddle. All right. He has to solve this riddle. Where does si or luck reside throughout the day? So the assumption is that it keeps changing throughout the day.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, like any riddle, like the Sphinx, Thamaban, if he answers wrong, he gets his head cut off. The stake doubles if he answers right. The deity will cut his own head off.
There should be someone die.
Yeah, there always has to be some life or death thing. So yeah, what would you say?
For me, I wouldn't play this game at first because I wouldn't want to die.
Yeah, if I'm given the choice, I'm like, I'm just gonna live the rest of my life. I'm not gonna play this riddle with you if those are the terms. Yeah. If somebody says like, I'll kill you or myself if you answer this riddle, I'm like, nah, I'm out. I'm
but in the past, I think it's about the pride or prejudice.
I don't know. Like, I think it was an ultimatum. Like he has to answer or else.
Yeah.
So like in all great myths, there's talking animals. So Thamaban can understand birds, and an eagle who oversees the whole situation. He's like super excited to eat Thamaban's corpse once he's dead. And he's chatting up another eagle, and he's bragging like, oh yeah, it's going to be so delicious, etc. And then Thamaban overhears the eagle say the answer. I assume like sort of like, counting his eggs before they hatch. The eagle says si resides on the head in the morning, which is why you wash your face.
Yeah.
And then on the chest at midday, which is why you spray perfume. and then on our feet in the evening, which is why you wash your feet before getting into bed.
Wow, there are lots of meaning behind it.
Yeah, so Tamban hears this,
Yeah.
gets the riddle right, and then Gabin Prom is, okay, well, now I have to cut off my own head. But the problem is, Gabin Prom, if he cuts off his head and his head touches the ground, it blows up. It's like there's a giant, it says conflagration, which is a giant fire, right?
Yeah.
So it'll catch fire. If Gabin Prom's head is tossed into the air, there's going to be a drought. So I assume he burns up all the rain. He burns the sky. If you throw it into the ocean, you'll dry up all the water. You'll run out of water. So in order to get around this problem, he does cut off his own head. His 7 daughters, which we now know as Nang Songkran, or the goddesses of Songkran, must carry their father's head on a tray. And each year around April, the daughters take turn parading and rinsing their father's head before returning it to Mount Meru, which is a mythological mountain in the Buddhist cosmology.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting because the legend shows some of the anxiety people had about April, right?
Yeah.
So it's very hot this month. So in the legend, we are afraid of Gabin Prom's head, causing the fire, the
Yeah.
drought, like you say, or drying up all the water. And actually, Bangkok's Icon Siam last year organized a 7-day parade with 7 Asian stars, each representing a different interpretation of the Nang Songkran of 2024. Right? Each year, each day of the week is represented by the different daughter. So each year may have a different Nang Songkran.
Yeah, that's right. So there's
yeah.
there's 7 daughters, so 7 days of the week. So each daughter is a different day.
Right, okay. Last year, April 13th fell on a Saturday. So the Nang Songkran of 2024 was the daughter named Nang Mahothon Tewi. And this year, April 13th falls on Sunday. So the Nang Songkran of 2025 is Nang Thungsat Tewi.
That's right. So, I mean, it's such a, if you watch the Icon Siam festivities, it was a very, cultural and very like festive kind of parade.
Yeah.
Major stars, there's Maidawika as well in that celebration, and everybody got to, had unique costumes to celebrate. So it's definitely taken on a whole different life of its own. This whole Songkran tradition. And so I think it's fair to ask, what has changed so much, from the
Right.
mythology, from the agriculture, from the astrology. And when I was researching this, I found out that there's an interesting article from the 1950s, and it's called Amusements During Songkran Festival. And the article was written by a renowned Thai scholar named Praya Anuman Rajathon, who had it published in the Journal of the Siam Society. So in this article, he describes very unique traditions of the time, kind of folk traditions that were actually pretty innocent, but they were still flirty. It still had an element of courtship where, after takbat in the morning, where you give food offerings to the monks, the boys and girls would go out into the forest, collect wildflowers, and then they would recite poetry to each other, and they would try to work in their crush's name or some feature about their crush. Like let's say she has long hair, then and then they would try to rhyme it with the name of the flower. So it had this really interesting element of playfulness, of courtship. And in the article, he echoes some of what we say here today, is that, quote, the main occupation of the people is agriculture. Therefore, young people have nothing much to do, for they cannot begin plowing until there is rain. They have to while away their idle time before beginning the arduous toil of agricultural life.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think Thai people love music, love making rhyme, and love singing so much. So as you said, that they connect the name of the girls with the flowers. I think it's a genius thing to like try to find the name of the flowers that is connected to the name of the girl that they like.
Yeah. Like sometimes it wouldn't have any, it wouldn't be the flower, but they would just say it anyways. They would say like, oh, I have this flower.
Yeah.
I have sunflowers. In all my lifetimes, I want to be with someone named Sun over here.
That's our
floor manager. So yeah, that's how it would go. And then the girls, on the other hand, they would try to find ways to, in Thai you might say like lentua, which is to like play hard to get. Yeah. And just like, no, I would never want to be with someone with the name Ben. And then, and they would just go back and forth. So there's this really like push and pull part of Songkran.
Yeah, that's so cute. I have a story that my mom has told me about her Songkran story. So in the past, she said she lives in the around northern part of Thailand, and at that area, the boys from other village usually come to her village in Songkran Day.
Right.
So and at that point, the boys in that village will not like hit or argue or fight with any other boys from other village, and let the boys from other village court or flirt with the girls in that village. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So usually people might like have like fight each other or have problem with each other, but on Songkran Day,
it's fine.
It's fine. Just do
Go,
whatever you want in my village. I think it's very generous.
Yeah.
And at that point, so the girls in that village have to welcome the boys from other villages that come to like flirt with them, take care of them, cook for them.
Yeah.
And then the boys should like do something back, like giving money or anything like that under the plate.
Right. Oh, the food that they're given, right?
Yeah, under the plate of the food that have been cooked for them. So this is a cute story that my mom has told me, and it's like make me amazed, and feel great about the old story that really happened on Songkran Day.
I think it's super quaint. I think it's super cute, and it goes to show like I think we were talking about this earlier, how back in those times, it's hard to have any excuse to get close to members of the opposite sex. Everybody's trying to like be respectful and keep a respectful distance. But, Songkran is the one time of the year that you have an excuse to play and have fun with, somebody that you're trying to court. And also it just occurred to me that like, it's probably good, genetically, that everyone keeps going to a different village instead of staying in the same village.
Yeah, that's true. So traditionally, Songkran is observed on 3 days, right? April the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th. But people might take the rest of the week off, may go on an extended holiday. But usually, the official holidays are on April 13th to 15th, as I said. But since 2024, Thailand has been celebrating Thai New Year as the Maha Songkran World Water Festival, which is being held from April the 11th to 15th. Maha Songkran translates as mega or grand. Songkran is Maha. It's so big, massive. So the main event is taking place in Bangkok's Ratchadamnern Road and Sanam Luang.
Yeah, those are the locations here in Bangkok. So I just want to go over like the main highlights of that event. And we have a lot to look forward to. We touched on it a little bit earlier in the previous episode, but there are the 5-region Songkran Plaza where you're going to get exposed to the different unique traditions from each region of Thailand, all across Thailand. And then there's going to be 8 carnival parades in a single procession. It's going to be an amazing, parade and procession of different Songkran icons and obviously Thai icons. I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of mudeng. I want to see a mudeng float. That's my hope. Don't disappoint me, Bangkok. Live concerts and top artists where you can enjoy electrifying performances. There's going to be a water battle and EDM festival, which is honestly, it's a big part of Songkran every year already. We love our water fights plus dance and techno music. Then a drone light show. Drone technology has taken off like crazy, and you definitely saw some of it during the countdown, where it's going to be taken even further now into the night. It's going to be a mesmerizing display. And a big feature of any festivities in Thailand or any cultural event is Ngan Wat, which is the temple fair. You know, like in the West, you might, communities sort of congregate around the church in their town or the church in their neighborhood. Well, in Thailand, everything sort of is organized around the temple.
Yeah, I think it is like Christmas market in the West.
Oh, right.
Western countries.
Yeah. Expect plenty of like carnival stuff like cotton candy. There's going to be a Ferris wheel. One thing that is unique is the sand pagoda building. So like sand sculpting of pagodas, and that is a very sort of authentic thing where you create a stupa.
Yeah, so, and it's so hard to find in Bangkok, actually, the sand. Yeah, you can like do with other cities in Thailand.
Right. And we already talked about some of these. Song Nam Pa, which was bathing the Buddha image. You can start the year off right, do something with that'll bring a little bit of luck into the new Lunar New Year. And then we also have the Rot Nam Dam Hua, what we talked about earlier, which is to help, ask for forgiveness and to give each other blessings, not just blessing the elders and hoping that they live forever, will have a long life, but for them to also confer blessings onto us. And then the Thai food market is number 9. It's going to be an iconic dishes feast, dishes from every single region, and 5 must-do activities in Thailand. You'll get to sample that. So there's so much to look forward to in Sanam Luang.
Yeah, there are also Songkran celebrations happening in all 77 provinces of the country. For example, you can see Songkran Music Festival 2025 in Samut Songkran from April the 9th to 19th. And also Rayong Durian Songkran Fest in Rayong, of course, from April 13th to 14th, and Wan Lai Got Chang in Trat from April 20th until the 22nd. So Wan Lai is like the day that you don't want to stop playing water splashing, or you don't Songkran to end. So Wan Lai, it's kind of like people just keep splashing water to each other until
who wants the party to end, right?
Yeah.
One lai, well, lai literally means like to slip, right?
Yeah.
To slip and to slide. So, and one means day. So it's just like the day kind of sliding, the vacation sliding into the next week. So that's why it's so late. I mean, normally it's like April 11 to 15th. That's the major time. But then there's just going to be more on Got Chang in Trat, right?
Yeah, and the official Songkran theme song that you have heard earlier in the intro. So it has been translated into 20 languages, including English, French, Chinese, German, and Japanese as well.
I'm taking German Duolingo, and I really want to hear what it sounds like in German.
Okay, go to listen.
Songkran, Songkran, wir feiern flott und froh. Songkran, Songkran, Leid wird beseitigt so.
Obviously these are major activities. These are, it's a celebration on a scale we've never had before for Songkran. And they're bankrolled by a huge budget. So on March 3rd, the government earmarked $153 million. 153 million baht. Dollars would be a crazy amount for us.
So much.
That's $4.5 million for Maha Songkran alone. And that's in addition to the Tourism Authority of Thailand, or TAT's existing budget of 40 million baht. which brings the total to 193 million baht.
Yeah.
And, it's a huge bet, on this festival, but I think it'll pay off because the Ministry of Tourism believes that there will be over 800,000 tourists and approximately 3.2 billion baht spent during Songkran. And in the last episode, we talked about how airlines were adding capacity and they were adding airfares to keep prices down. And so plenty of people can travel all over the country during this period of time.
Yeah, and also there is something that government is doing in order to support the spending of tourists. So to support tourist spending during this period, the TAT launched the Grand Songkran Grand Privileges Program to offer up to 80% discounts through partnerships with over 40 businesses. And this includes shopping malls, restaurants, amusement parks, transportation services, spas, and souvenir shops. Travelers can also participate in a post and share activity to share their Songkran experience online for a chance to win premium travel packages.
You're going to find me just filling my news feed with pictures with selfies of myself at every corner of Songkran.
Yeah. It's fun activity to do, and people can engage to this activity. Everyone can do it. Over to our audience. So, where do you think you go for Songkran, and what aspect of Songkran did you find the most interesting?
Let us know in the comment section of NBT World's online channels. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify.
Thank you, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Songkran รื่นเริงชื่นบานแห่ไทย